Introduction. If you want to be a real estate investor, you will need to invest in real estate. To me, that means buying a property. No real estate investment trusts, no investment groups, no stocks in real estate companies, and no indirect investments or complicated get-rich-quick schemes. In this book, I want us to focus on how to become a real estate investor by investing in real properties that you take ownership of. To me, that is what real estate investors do to make real money in real estate. One of the greatest ways to make real money in real estate is also one of the simplest. It is to buy and hold single-family homes. From here on, that is what you and I will be talking about. We will make sure you have all the information and knowledge needed to make a safe and profitable investment that gets you started as a real estate investor, making real money in real estate. What's the story? It was one of those few tropical nights we get during summer in Sweden, and I was sitting on the porch of my first house looking out over the setting sun. I had a book in my hand of which I had just read the last few pages. It was one of those business books that got me really fired up, enthusiastic and excited, but one that, like so many others, also left me a bit clueless. Sitting there, I acknowledged how it wasn't the first time I'd felt like that. It had been quite common in my life to feel excitement and motivation from imagining a better self, but not knowing how to make those dreams become reality. To not see a clear path that can carry me from my current state to where I want to go. I have realized that life is often like this. But if I stick to my dreams and keep looking ahead without losing hope, most of my dreams slowly start becoming reality. I have learned that quotes like, "Whatever the mind of man can conceive and believe, it can achieve," from the author Napoleon Hill, are true. But I remember when things seemed different. The world I used to live in felt very far away from the lives of the people in books I read. Books about millionaires, billionaires, and global entrepreneurs. Books I started reading because I so badly longed for a different kind of life. A life more similar to that of business superstars like Richard Branson, Steve Jobs, Henry Ford, Robert Kiyosaki, or Elon Musk. It was tough to transform all that positive and inspiring information into actual tasks I could undertake in order to move towards those dreams. I often felt like all that motivational literature built up loads of energy in my body, and since I had no clue what to do with it, I ended up just taking endless walks around the small and very ordinary little Swedish town I had grown up in. One I felt was on a different planet from New York, London, or Los Angeles. Thankfully, there is a philosophy behind success that really works, and over time, I found myself changing. The books opened my mind and they changed my attitude. As a result, I noticed people around me I hadn't acknowledged before, and I started making friends with people who had been right there in front of me my whole life. It turned out that even my small town in Sweden had some fairly successful people living in it, and before I knew it, I started getting new input and seeing real opportunities on my own doorstep. The kind of opportunities that could actually take me somewhere. My real estate investments were a direct result from the books I read and the people I got to know as a result. It ended up being my way out, and I am forever grateful for it. What I have learned is that reading about someone accomplishing something inspiring is very motivating. It's like being a fly on the wall and being a first-hand witness to the fact that big achievements are actually possible. I've also learned that the information within the pages of all those books is enough to help us achieve our goals. This book, however, is a little different. I wanted to do more than inspire. I wanted to share tangible information about how I did what I did. In order to share both inspiration and information, I have divided the chapters of this book into stories and facts. After every story, I have listed the information needed to not only feel motivated, but to actually be able to start taking steps towards your desired goal of making an income from real estate investments.